Most of us grow up believing the Bible is a complete, definitive record of early Christian history. But when that heavy leather cover closes, it seals away thousands of pages of text that were intentionally left out. In 363 AD, a group of powerful bishops gathered at the Council of Laodicea. They sat down with a massive, scattered collection of ancient writings and manually separated them into two piles. One pile was labeled sacred, the other was deemed dangerous. Christianity had recently become the official religion of the Roman Empire. To act as a stabilizing force for the state, the religion required a single, predictable script, a standardization that required the removal of local, diverse, and often contradictory traditions. That standardized narrative held for over 1,500 years. Then, in the mid-20th century, shepherds and archaeologists exploring the arid caves of Qumran and the sands of Nag Hammadi started finding buried jars. Look at these recovered papyrus scrolls sitting exactly as they were found in the dirt. These physical remnants are the shadow side of the Holy Word, brought back into the light. The early bishops didn't discard these manuscripts because they were irrelevant or poorly written. They buried them because they contained active ideological threats, ideas that terrified the church. This ancient Coptic script from the codices discovered in Egypt are the Gnostic Gospels. One striking find is the Gospel of Thomas. It contains no stories, just 114 secret sayings directly attributed to Jesus. Thomas introduces the concept of the divine spark. The text claims that the kingdom of God is a physical, internal power located within the individual. If everyone holds a piece of the divine inside themselves, they don't need a priest, they don't need a cathedral, and they don't need a centralized religious authority. The concept of internal divinity made the entire establishment obsolete. The early church faced a political problem regarding gender. To build a strict male-dominated hierarchy, female leadership had to be suppressed. Over centuries, prominent women from the early faith, like Mary Magdalene, were systematically reframed in official teachings as repentant prostitutes. The lost gospel of Mary Magdalene tells a wildly different story. Here, she is elevated above the disciples, recognized outright as the apostle to the apostles. The text claims Jesus shared deep, esoteric knowledge exclusively with Mary. She is depicted instructing the male apostles on spiritual mysteries that Jesus never shared with them. Male figures in the text react with intense anger to her authority. By branding this gospel a heresy, the early establishment successfully eliminated female empowerment and locked a patriarchal hierarchy into place. Beyond politics, some books were rejected simply because they were too bizarre, chaotic, or morally complex for a standardized religion. Take the Book of Enoch. It describes the Watchers, a rogue group of powerful angels who suddenly descend to Earth, mate with humans, and give birth to a race of destructive giants known as the Nephilim. According to Enoch, these angels taught early humanity forbidden technologies, the secrets of forging weaponry, mapping the stars with astrology, and even creating cosmetics. Or look at the infancy Gospel of Thomas. It abandons the traditional, peaceful image of Christ. Instead, it portrays a young, highly volatile Jesus using his miraculous powers to instantly strike down playmates who annoy him. Then there is the Gospel of Judas. For millennia, Judas Iscariot has been the ultimate traitor, but this lost text frames him as Jesus's most loyal servant, carrying out a necessary cosmic betrayal because Jesus explicitly asked him to. Angels giving humanity advanced weapons, a dangerous child prophet, and a heroic Judas. These messy, alien narratives ruined the neat, easily controllable story the Roman bishops needed to broadcast. For centuries, institutions like the Inquisition enforced a strict ban on these alternate perspectives. They systematically tracked down and burned non-canonical manuscripts, treating the act of owning or reading them as a criminal offense. Yet in isolated corners of the world, they survived. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, for instance, refused to throw the Book of Enoch away. They kept the texts alive, preserving them in their official canon for centuries. Other suppressed texts didn't end up in the desert or distant churches. There are enduring rumors that highly controversial scriptures remain hidden deep within the vaults of modern institutions today. Despite these hidden archives, the wall of institutional control has started to crumble. Modern archaeology and the global reach of the internet have brought once forbidden texts directly into the hands of the general public. These fragile, pieced-together fragments of Hebrew script offer undeniable physical proof that the ancient spiritual world was incredibly diverse. Early human faith was a chaotic, beautiful mix of conflicting ideas. No single curated book could ever capture the whole truth. And discovering those missing pages reminds us that knowledge is never a sin. Hiding it is.